Gentlemen, welcome back to the shop. In the previous episode we tried our hand at some airbrushing, which I won't say failed miserably, but it was more difficult than expected. And then when I turned off the camera I realized I've got nowhere to put the airbrush. So tonight's episode we'll be making a little airbrush stand, so let's get right into it. Okay, so for the little airbrush stand we'll be using the same Mastercraft clamp that we used in the spray gun stand. I'll put up a card here, as well as a couple of nuts and bolts, a piece of 10mm mild steel rod, small nuts and bolts, 2 pieces of 4mm fencing wire, and 2 little pieces of 25x5 flat bar. They are cut at 20mm length. So let's start marking it out and we'll take it from there. And now we're just going to drill a couple of 4mm holes into the flat bar. And a quick deburr. And now we can fit the wire through there like that. Okay, and now we're just going to put a couple of bends in the wire. I'm using the 10mm round bar as a guide. I can get it fixed up. And there we go. I'll just cut off this little portion here. Okay, so I've bent the wires, welded them on, drilled all the holes. I think that one is that for that part. We'll get back to that one soon. Now we've got a piece of 10mm round bar, normal mild steel stock that I want to fit in here. Now it must just clear that little, or both of those screws that are sitting in there. So what we'll do is we'll put the nut on the end, see where it sticks. Looks like it's going to be over there. And mark it off. Doesn't have to be 100% precise. Something like that. Now I'm just going to weld the nut onto the flat round bar. Now we can just let it cool down. Just a quick center drill. And now we can just test it. Super. It's working wonderfully. Now there's one thing that I forgot to do, was when I drilled this hole I forgot to countersink it, because this needs to go in there. So I'm just quickly going to countersink that one. And there we go. And now we can just screw the whole thing together. I haven't got Loctite at this stage, but what I'll do is I'll put some Loctite on here once we've got everything set. I don't know if it's going to work No, I'm not going to put Loctite on here. Okay, so now that we've got that done, I see that we've got some sharp edges around these corners. So what I'll do is I'll just quickly round them off. And there we have it. Our little paintbrush stand is almost complete. The idea being that this will fit in the side of the table and it'll stand fairly upright. I don't think that's going to be a big hassle. And then when you're done, well, when you're working, and then when you're done, just park it that way. The hose will keep it upright as well, so I'm not too worried about that. Next we'll put up a coat of paint and carry on. Gentlemen, and there we have it. Put a little bit of paint on it, put some heat shrink tubing on the rests. Now you've got a little stand that your airbrush can stand up straight in. No more wasting paint, no more knowing where to put it or what'll happen with it. You can buy a similar thing that's much more rounded off, but who wants to buy something if you can make it? This is a short little half-hour project. Didn't take me that long. Solid from scrap out of the bin. Bought nothing for it, and I think this will help a lot once we get started with it. I think I'm going to wrap it up for this video. As always, please rate, comment, subscribe, and as always, stay safe.